Okay, so I'm going to show you how we use ideal resources. So up in the address bar, we need to have idealresources.com.au. We click on that, and this is basically for all our maths autonomy, like our addition, subtraction, multiplication, and so on. So kids will click login. Now the username is the same for everybody. So its username is 45p. The password is SwanReach, no capitals, and make sure that the kids sign in as a student, otherwise they won't be able to get in. So once you've got the username of 45p, password SwanReach, um, and they're clicking as a student, they just click sign in. Now the main thing that we use it for is our times tables. So what the kids normally do is they'll type in multiplication wall, and there'll be two walls that come up. So they got to do both walls every day. So the first wall, for example, I will click on that, and they get to choose whatever they would like to do. So if they're practicing an individual fact, they can practice just the times tables of 3, 4, 5, and so on. They can practice facts of 2, 5, and 10, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10, or facts of up to, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is all the facts of 10 and all the facts of 12. Okay, so the kids basically do it at their own level and their pace. Now, as I explained to the kids, the way that I like to, that they should learn their times tables, they should know their ones, their twos, their fives, and their tens. After they've learned their ones, twos, fives, and tens, then they move on to their threes and fours. Once they've got good at their threes and fours, they move on to their sixes and eights. And then to finish it off, they move on to their sevens and their nines. Now, once they think they know all the times tables, then they can click all the random ones because they're a little bit harder because you have to know all the different ones. Now, for example, we'll go to facts over 10. We'll pretend kids are really good at their times tables and they know them all. So they click on that, and then they'll click begin. Now, the first multiplication wall has the number sentence up here, and you've got to find the product down here. So 1 times 10, you've got to find 10, and you've got to click on 10. 3 times 1, you've got to find 3 and click on that. Now, if you get the wrong answer, you get a time penalty. So 12 times 2 is 24, and at the end, they get for each time penalty, there's 5 seconds. And what the kids do is they try and beat their time from yesterday. So that's the key for that one. Now, this one here, as I said, shows a number sentence here and the actual product there. But for the second multiplication wall, it's totally opposite. So the facts about the 10 again. We'll click begin. And they've got the product here, and you've got to find the number sentence down there. So it's a little bit harder, but so 10, you've got to find the 5 times 2, and so on. Because it gets a little bit harder, because that could be 8 times 6, or it could be 4 times 12. Okay, so that's what gets a little bit harder for the kids. But that is how you do that. We do both those walls, and that is something that we do daily. Now, the other good thing about ideal resources is that you can do, there's really good addition or subtraction games. So whatever the kids would like to do, they just type in up here. And for example, if we want to do some addition, we type in addition, and then we find all the activities that we can do with addition. Now it says here there's 34 activities, but we need to go up here in select type. We need to go just the interactive games. So if we click on interactive game, and then we click go, we notice now there's only 19 of those activities. And then what happens is the kids can go through and choose what activity they would like to do. This one here, the speakery challenges are really good for a bit of higher order stuff. If you like to play, there's a Connect 4 that you can play with your child. You can play against them. Arithmagons are really good at problem solving addition, and so on. Now, then there's 2 pages of it, so you've got to click next. Now, once again, to make sure that you've only got interactive games, you've just got to go to interactive game and then click go. And then I'll only show you. So we've got a snap one where you can play. We've got some addition grids and so on. So there's even an addition wipeout wall as well. And the kids can basically choose whether they want to do units and tens and units, hundreds, tens and units, and all that kind of thing. So this is really good. So if they want to do something on division, they would type in division. So once they click on there, once again, there's get some division activities there. So this ideal resource is an absolute fantastic resource for knowing all the basic skills required of the 4 operations, and the kids can access it at any time. But on a daily basis, we do the multiplication walls. However, they can do many other different games that reinforces their basic math skills. So that is what we use ideal resources for.